on in. Come on in. Come on in. Now come on in. Now come. Sorry, y'all. Y'all know I'm weird. Whatever.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. Okay, follow me on Instagram and let's get into the video, right?
Oh. What's up? Hey y'all, it's your girl BondyBlue. I'm back. I went and got my lashes done finally today. Okay, shout out to my girl Kima. Okay, shout out to it. Okay, girl, listen. Okay, come on, mole on the eye. All right, y'all. I'm back. I'm here to talk about Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. This will be the last review before it goes back behind my paywall. I just wanted to make sure I got my money's worth before the end of the month. Oh, Lord, y'all. It has been a day. It has been a day. The retrogrades are retrograding. It's Thursday. And it's a lot. It's a lot. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot going on. I went and talked to my homegirl. Like, it felt like she was just dealing with some of the same shit. People trying to play on your top. People trying to play on your top. You know what I'm saying? Acting like you supposed to be grateful for a bitch to be playing in your face. You know, it's crazy. It has to be a day for sure. Something crashed into my work and my dad was fired. Wow. It's been a week for me. Sheesh. It's too damn much. So see what I'm saying? It's not just me. Okay. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, I really want to go back to me that doesn't curse y'all out and call y'all raggedy hoes and bitches in my comments. I do. I'm gonna try to get back. I'm gonna try to shake back and get back to my Zen shit. Especially after I just finished. I gotta go watch the whole thing, but I think I might want to watch it with y'all. Chantel, you know, I'ma see. I really would like to watch the whole thing with y'all on YouTube. But I feel like that might be an issue. But I really thought that situation, watching Carlos interview Chantel, I thought that was very interesting. I thought it was very interesting. I'm gonna say that I really do enjoy seeing people expand themselves beyond what they're used to when it comes to this subject matter. Because I do feel like a lot of the shit that I said, Chantel said. A lot of the stuff that I said, Carlos then said. So I think that was very interesting. How y'all was tearing my ass up last week about Jackie and Chantel. Y'all was eating me up, bitch. Gobble, gobble on my ass, right? This week, everybody's a little bit, like, okay, if we're actually trying to grow, let me look at this. This week, y'all eating my ass up about Martin. Damn, bruh. Damn. I can't catch a break. But it is what it is. I'll be okay. Like, I've always been okay with being a lone wolf. I've always been okay with being the odd man out. I've always been okay with standing on business all by my motherfucking self, even though I'm not. It's a lot of shout out to y'all. Because it's a lot of y'all that get it. It's a lot of y'all that get it. It's a lot of y'all that really, y'all get it when we have these conversations. When I give my commentary on things, I feel like people are gonna, maybe be a little regressive about, like, their mindsets about things are still in the 90s. A lot of people feel like, oh, we're just all too sensitive now. And the only people I feel like that be acting too fucking sensitive are the oppressors who want to be victims so bad. Or some of y'all that don't want to really see yourselves as a victim unless you could use it to manipulate somebody. Because seeing yourself as a victim would also mean having to have empathy for yourself. Having empathy for yourself would then mean you would have to have empathy for other people. And a lot of y'all don't. A lot of y'all don't. And, I know I say shit like I read books and, I say this shit that y'all might feel like is, I'm going to keep using the word that was used, sanctimonious. But I really feel how I feel about things, and I don't know how else to feel about them. And I get up here and I tell y'all exactly how I think and how I feel, knowing that some of you will disagree. But sometimes the way people respond is just like, mm. It's a little, Wait, I think this is episode 4. Is this episode 4, y'all? I'm going to change it when it's over, but I think this is episode 4. So excuse me. But, I think it's very perplexing to watch people like get so upset about shit that they claim don't matter. You ain't wrong. You just early. It's always like that. It's always like that, bro. I'm never really all that wrong. I'm just early. And when I am wrong, y'all, I can admit it. That's why I don't really accept that critique of me being sanctimonious, because when I'm wrong, I can admit it. And then also, when it's time for me to come down to hell with y'all, I come down to hell with y'all, just like I did when I called that lady a bitch in all capital letters. Like, I knew what I was about to do. I knew I was about to hurt that lady fucking feelings in a way that she probably wasn't prepared for. And guess what? I didn't give a fuck, because she was 2 comments in on my page talking shit to me. It's a lot of people that was just telling me how what I said was so, y'all just always gotta make it deep. On paragraph number 2, bitch. On paragraph number 2. You telling me how I'm being too sensitive. And guess what? I won't even argue with you about it. That's how real I'll be. I am sensitive, bitch. You're right. I am sensitive. And I'll say this again, but you are overly emotional about that fact. You are overly emotional right now about my sensitivity. I might be sensitive, but I'm in control of my shit. I know exactly what I'm saying and why I'm saying it. And it's not coming from no overly emotional, I'm flipping the fuck out place like y'all are. Y'all are literally having emotional breakdowns in my comments. Just do, like computer not computing out this page. Over something that y'all keep saying is just a TV show from the 90s. Then what you so mad at me for? Y'all unfollowing me over Martin? Like, it's crazy, bro. Today has been crazy. The retrograde is retrograding. And I ain't even cursed. I cursed one person out. Everybody else I was really laughing at, because this shit is really more funny than not. But because I commentate on the way the people are responding to some of these things, kind of like in a social studies manner, that's what I do here. Y'all, the way y'all respond to my commentary is also going to be up for conversation, just like the way y'all respond to other people's comments on the internet is up for conversation. It's all, girl, that's what we here to do. We here to talk. Yes. I'm always up here talking and shit on my podcast, bitch. That's what I do. I don't know what else you want me to break dance on my podcast, bitch. What you want me? What you want me to do on a podcast besides talk about some shit? Y'all be out here. I don't know what y'all want from me. Y'all be doing too much. Martin wouldn't go to. I think Martin knows that I think everybody knows that Martin was going through it back then and was not exhibiting the best of himself at the time. Sitcoms in the 90s were colorist in general. Yes. And misogynist. Because we were still in the 90s, because we hadn't gotten to 2025 yet. When you get to 2025, you look back on 1995 like that was some wild shit, huh? Like, man, maybe that wasn't the right way to handle it. Like, tell me that y'all don't look back on shit from the 90s all the time and feel, man, there's a woman on TikTok that does a set of videos, a series about weird shit in the 90s that we weren't paying attention to, or we wasn't computing. Like Alicia Silverstone. The last one I watched was her talking about Alicia Silverstone. And I had recently seen something about that, about how we didn't realize Alicia Silverstone was basically in some type of weird ass situation with her dad pimping her out to Hollywood, and her being like a 15-year-old girl having all of these like very, romantic sex scenes with adult men in the 90s. Like, it's a lot of shit that happened in the 90s that was creep. That's a Martin. Yo, that's a Martin reference, bitch. I'm sorry. Another thing that was hilarious to me, we gonna get into love and hip hop. I got some shit for them too. I got energy today, bitch. We got it. But y'all will get in these comments and take this shit so seriously, but at the same time say that I'm taking it too seriously. And then you want to argue the actual storyline on Martin. Like one of y'all in my comments flipped out because I said that Carl Payne's character Cole acted like somebody that was molested or something at an early age and he stopped growing, which is why he acts so stupid, but he's not actually slow. Like he is, but he's not. Like there's not something keeping him from being smart in there. It's just the way he's responding to the shit around him. The person was in the comments, Cole never act like nobody that happened to. Excuse me, but I would love to refer y'all to the episode where they literally had a conversation about having relationships with teachers. Was that the episode with Miss what you call them? Y'all know what I'm talking about, the model. Y'all know what I'm talking about because I'm spacing right now, but y'all know Gina walk in, bitch, I want you. Okay? Y'all know who I'm talking about. Martin's teacher. And they were talking about how he would always want to touch her thigh and all of that. In the scene where they talk about it, at some point, they turn to Cole, because Cole was, Miss Trinidad, thank you. Cole actually said, yeah, I remember a teacher used to like me too. And then they turned to Cole sadly and said, oh yeah, they fired him, didn't they? And Cole kind of looks down and said, yeah, they did. And they kind of put their hand, I think Martin might have put his hand on Cole's shoulder for a second. So don't get in these motherfucking comments arguing with me about no motherfucking Martin. I know Martin. I know Martin. What do you mean? Some of my mannerisms is from Martin. The way I dance, some of the jokes I tell, sometimes the way I actually say shit. Don't argue with me about no motherfucking Martin, man. You're gonna lose. You're gonna lose, bitch. I know the Martin trivia, bitch. That's my show. That's my show. Sorry I lied to you, Martin. I just didn't want to go to Arizona. It's still my show, man. I still know it by heart. I still put it on so I could go to sleep to it. But if we really watched it like we were supposed to, if we still watching it, come on, man. Come on, man. Niggas was mean. What we talking about? Y'all in the comments, he was mean to everybody. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, babe. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely, babe. All of them, the Golden Girls, wore each other the fuck out. I was watching the episode one day. I was like, man, I ain't gonna lie. Cause I think it was the episode when where Rose went to go live with some other people. It was like 2 episodes that I had watched back to back, it seemed like, between going to sleep and waking up. Cause I go to sleep with the Golden Girls on. I go to sleep with Martin on. I go to sleep with Living Single on. I go to sleep with Sex and the City on. Like I go to sleep How I Met Your Mother. Like shows like that. I go to sleep with those shows on. I know these shows, man. Not only that, but I'm old enough to remember when they were on in real life, especially Martin, my nigga. Like my mom had a hair salon. We watched Martin every fucking time it came on. What was it, Thursdays? I can't remember. I think it might have been Thursdays at like 7:30. Martin and Living Single, I think at some point will come on back to back. If I'm remembering correctly, we will all be in the shop watching that shit on one of them little bitty TVs, bitch. Okay? Thursdays at 8. Okay, thank you. I was close enough. I was close enough. I know the episodes that y'all don't watch no more. Season 4, season 5, bitch, what? getting back to Rose on the Golden Girls. Bro, I was watching that shit and the way they were talking to each other, I was like, I wouldn't have liked these motherfuckers. I'm not gonna lie. And you know what I always didn't like about the Golden Girls? Yo, the way Sophia treated Dorothy was terrible. And Sophia is my favorite character because she remind me of my grandma. And y'all, my grandma was mean as fuck to my mama. And to this day, my mama don't want to admit that shit. To this day, my mama, and I know they had a loving relationship at some point, but by the time I came into the world, my grandmother always had a slick shot for my mama, always had some shit to say, always had some type of mean thing to say to my mama. And my mama was the one that took care of everybody, that did everything for everybody, that took, that she was the one that was going to be the first one there. You went to the hospital, you needed somewhere to stay, you came to our house first. Like, Mamas was mean to their fucking daughters, man. Like, as a regular practice, even if they did depend on them and have codependent relationships where they needed one another. Mamas was fucking mean to their daughters. Y'all, I remember at one time we saw Blanche mama, and she was trying to remind her mama of something because her mama had Alzheimer's and was in the about to call it Alzheimer's. And it was in the she was in the old folks home, and Blanche went to see her. She told her the story about what happened with this boy one time. And her mama turned to her and said, "That was you? Well, I thought Virginia was the slut." She said, "No, ma'am, that was me." Because mamas was tearing their asses up on these shows, man. Look, picture it. He said Holly Grove. What would mine be? Mine would be, picture it, the Lafitte Projects, 1972, 1959. Okay? Out front of town, the 6th Ward, 1965. Okay? Roseanne and Darlene, like I feel like the old child. Oh yeah, she wore Dorothy and Stan out. Oh, I love she was Stan the fuck out. The way they ate him up over that toupee, their overall energy towards Stan, except for that one episode where Dorothy thought that Blanche was fucking Stan because she made her go on a date with the nigga, and of course, he gonna use it some type of way to make Dorothy jealous. Oh my God. Girl, we could really go back and talk about a lot of these shows. It is a good time, y'all. Why y'all so mad? Why y'all so mad? Why y'all so mad? Like, I grew up in New Orleans where people really do get in fist fights with their fucking daughters, with their mamas, with their sisters. Like, we really do be out here ignorant like that. So I'm just like, why y'all so? But to me, I low key feel like the way y'all responded to that Martin shit, that's that brainwash shit. I know y'all don't want to accept it, but because it's probably not a lot of y'all that's in here right now. But those that came at me crazy like that in them comments, that was flipping out, comment after comment, like they writing paragraphs, bro. Y'all look at yourselves. Look at yourselves right quick. Look at y'all flipping the fuck out. I want to finish Girlfriends. It's just so much to do, like entire series of shows and to watch them episode for episode for episode. And that's why it was easy for me to do the Now That We're Grown Martin and how many times him and Gina broke up. Y'all forgot I did that video, huh? Y'all forget I did Now That We're Grown and talked about Martin and the times that him and Gina broke up, because they broke up at least 3 good times throughout the seasons. And every single time, Martin was being like just unreasonably childish and vying for the validation of his homeboys over the care and emotions of his woman. Y'all, that is replicated every day, all the time when we talking about shit on this internet. So when I say that the way we watch Martin reflected the way we deal with each other in real life, and y'all turn around and tell me I'm being too deep about it, so you think the jokes that Martin told on that show didn't make it to middle school? And you think the jokes that was told to the girls in middle school based off some shit a little nigga watched on Martin, you think that didn't affect the little girl and how they felt about themselves growing up? You think there's not some little girl somewhere that's still dealing with self-esteem as a grown-ass woman because of some shit that a little boy said, that several little boys said to her because of what they heard on TV from their dad and uncle's favorite comedian? Word, it don't go that deep. I can't back it up that far. Okay. But y'all can keep crying. Men specifically can keep fucking crying about how some girl in 8th grade made them feel bad about themselves and now they hate all the black women. Okay. Okay, girl. Okay, girl, damn. If you don't want to watch me because I remind y'all that we should still be progressing, there's still more work to do. We shouldn't get stuck in the 90s and the early 2000s when it comes to the way we think about things. And it's not about people being overly sensitive. It is about the fact that now we can look at it and see that wasn't cool. We didn't know back then. We know now that wasn't cool. Now we can do better. Because if you know better, then you do better. So we talk about the shit so we can relate to it, dig it up if we need to, talk about it so we could move differently. That's all. I feel like the way y'all are acting is just so whoa. And now y'all got me coming out of character and cursing people out the way I don't. Look how y'all got me acting. This is y'all fault. Okay, y'all, do y'all like how it is? You know, when I shift blame, I was triggered. Somebody was like, "Use your words, Bondi." I'm like, "What else am I doing here? We're on the internet. We're on the internet. What other form am I using right now?" That's triggering, but I know, y'all. I know. Like, we could talk about how Nickelodeon and them was making all of these weird fucking pedo jokes and shit. We could talk about that. But God forbid we talk about how mean Martin was to everybody and how most of y'all niggas are mean and ornery. And that's why y'all have a loneliness epidemic going on in real life right now. Because all of y'all thought that being like fucking Martin was cool. Sorry to upset you, love. They want their memories to remain static in order to protect their egos. Talk about it. But the truth of the matter is you don't heal from shit until you go back and really look at it accurately. But y'all don't want to deal with that. And that's okay. That's okay, girl. Just keep scrolling. Just move away from me. I'm too woke for you, bitch. That's what y'all want to say, right? When y'all say too sensitive, that's black people's way of telling somebody you too woke. I stay woke. Meow, 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 meow. I stay woke. Meow, 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 meow. I stay woke. All right. Because it's about a black man, that is why they are in their feelings. Girl, like, we still like colorless black men every day, B. Why y'all gotta flip out so bad when we call it what it is? It is what it is. There are still gonna be women that want these men. Please don't worry. Please don't worry. These men will be A-okay when we point out that they're colorist and misogynist. Nothing's gonna change for them. They'll be okay. I know y'all don't want them to grow and treat women any better. I know y'all love y'all cycles of abuse where niggas treat y'all bad so that y'all can make them feel bad about something. Because a lot of y'all like that too. Y'all like the fact that niggas act bad and disrespect y'all and all of that type of shit. That way you can hold it over their head later. Yeah, I don't feel like doing all that. Yes. Listen, the exploitation of reality shows is something else. Even how black sitcoms used to keep replacing the dark-skinned female characters with light-skinned ones. Like, what the fuck? It happened all over the place. It happened all over the place. It's weird. Not just Martin's kids being light bright. All the women look the same. Hold up. Martin's wives. Hold up. Not Dean Martin, bitch. Martin Lawrence. All right. All right, hold up. I'm about to share my page with y'all. And then we're going to get into the show. But when y'all engage in the content, I can't help but to keep talking. Okay, y'all see this? This is Shamika Gibbs. This is Martin Lawrence's ex-wife. Does anybody remember? What Cat Williams said? Anybody? I don't know. But I think that Cat Williams was definitely talking about Martin when he was talking about niggas that like to go get them light-skinned women and all of that. It's a starter package. So that's one of the wives. Just go to other wife. So he was married to this one from 95 to 97. And let's see what the fiance. Hold up. Let's go back. Martin fiance, because I think he's engaged. Yes, here we go. Martin engaged. Okay. What is she? For the class? Everybody for the class. What does she look like to everybody? Light skin. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay, girl. It's okay. It's okay, girl. Damn. I'm not upset about it. I'm not upset at all that Martin has a proclivity for light-skinned women. Hey, somebody got to love light-skinned women. Niggas like Martin do. It's okay, girl. It's all right. It's all right. Smoke a fat one. Let the thunder burn. Even on Def Jam, he always ribbed the dark-skinned girl. Man, listen. Listen. Def Jam is one of the most problematic shows ever. I rewatch that shit on Amazon Prime all the time and be watching like, God damn, that was terrible. that was off the charts disrespect. My God. Niggas was way meaner in the 90s, man. Like, and I don't think anybody was okay with it. I think a lot of the women in New Orleans are still in the 90s. A lot of the women in New Orleans that still cursing niggas out and fighting niggas and all of that. Like, yeah, they got a lot of women that still fighting and arguing with niggas, like we still in 1995. I'm not doing that. Soon as you call me out my name, I'm out of here, buddy. I'm out of there. You're not going to talk to me like that. I'm sorry. I refuse. I went through that enough as a child. I've had enough. I'm good, girl. It's all right. Okay. Yes. Lark Voorhees. Lark Voorhees. He was with her at the beginning. And listen, we never say that they don't ever be with brown or darker complected women. Of course they do. Of course they do. Those are the girls that they grow up with. So as soon as they get more famous, what did Kanye say they do? Leave your ass for a white or white adjacent girl. And to me, black women that are like, when black men like Martin, they're dating light-skinned women like that, it's kind of because they want to date white women, but they feel like it's in their best interest to stay with the lightest of the light black women. But they want, like, that's a part of the I'm famous to this black standard, right? The black excellence standard is, no, you marry a black woman, but she just so damn light that standing far away, nobody can tell. And yes, Lark Voorhees was bleaching the shit out of her skin thereafter. So I still feel like the colorism is killing the girlies. Y'all think jokes are not to be taken seriously, but jokes still hit. That's why they're called punchlines, because they still hit. They still hit, girl. All right. I'm just a messenger. I didn't look, I was brought up in this world. I didn't make it. Okay. Tupac. Bitch. Mad at me for saying the truth. Get up here cursing me out or talking to me crazy and think I'm not going to curse your ass out. Nigga, I'm Bondi. Y'all are confused. All my growth and all my growth and peace has gotten everybody fucked up, apparently. Again, popping out, having to show niggas. Kendrick and I are not just Geminis, girl. Okay? Geminis are Geminiing. And we're all in retrograde. So let's get into love and hip hop. Oh, child. Let's not even get into it. The way they used to steal, the way they used to just open a TV guidebook and steal episodes from back in the day, girl. But yes, y'all, let's get into love and hip hop, shall we? So Bam is shooting her video for her West Side Party video. Okay. Y'all know Bam has always wanted to do music, bitch, and whether you like it or not, she's gonna do it. Okay. So Zell Bam and her little boyfriend Ray talk about Carly Red and how obsessed she was with T-Lo. And Ray says that T-Lo wasn't a cheater. Like T-Lo a good dude. And they both look at him like, nigga, fuck wrong with you? This is not that hard. This is how you know niggas ain't like what they supposed to be. Because if T-Lo was absolutely cheating on Carly, like what he talking about? Talking about he a good dude. Were you fucking him? I'm so confused. I never understand how men think they can give an opinion on a woman's experience with a man that she's fucking. Unless you're fucking him, my nigga, you don't know. Are you insane? Like that's so weird. But I realize men don't actually realize that they don't get the same version of their homeboy that the woman does. Didn't realize it. Didn't realize it. Didn't realize it, y'all. But he says that, you know, he feel like T-Lo is a good dude. And Zell and Bam both turn to him and tell him, if you think that a cheater is not a cheater, it's because you're a cheater. They clocked it immediately. Boy, I tell you, ain't nothing worse than when you have these moments with people that you in relationships with and you really want the shit to work. And you have these moments and you clock them immediately, y'all. I have had moments like this myself. I will clock a motherfucker immediately and still let them play in my face further when they said something that clearly proved what was going on. You know what I'm saying? This was one of them moments where y'all both looked at that nigga and identified him accurately, but you kept fucking with him. And this should have been a red flag, okay? They, like I said, they both look at him like, if you say he not a cheater, you a cheater too. Zell says, if I was with an old woman, I would cheat too. Zell, why you gotta be ages like that? That's so disrespectful. Okay. But I feel like that about men. So whatever. Bam has been taking a break from the girls since the retreat, but she will be back around them for Sierra's magazine release party, because y'all know if Sierra is not gonna do anything, she gonna put her man on. Okay. If on, you know, on business, on houses, on magazines, she gonna put them on. Zell brings up Mendici's voice notes because the interview that Tasha did with Mendici's has now made its round, y'all. Hold up. Because I want us to be reminded of these voice notes. I really, really do. Oh, wow. Is this it? Is this the one? Yep, this is it. Shout out to Tasha. Tasha ain't gonna do nothing. She gonna get that tea. Okay. She gonna get the mess. You will get the wine. Okay. Y'all know TikTok be low because they act like hoes. Okay.
Busy. And then she goes, so you don't want me? And then he goes, I do, absolutely do. We have a voice recording. Let's go.
Um, yeah, that's what I mean. But yeah, usually, real beautiful women are not into just pleasing men, or just they make it all about themselves, and that can pretty much be difficult or complicated, rather, to to make it work. But however, you don't strike me from us talking. You don't strike me that way, and that's amazing. And oof, and that is very, very attractive. Oh my God, you have that's like the best of all worlds collide together. Oh my God, that's have an impact.
So yeah. He was talking to the women like this, very creepily. Did y'all hear what he said? He was saying that it was so, it's so amazing. It's so amazing that, because a lot of pretty girls, they be like pillow princesses, like, they make sex like, like all about them and stuff. And it can make things like, it can make it real difficult, to like, make it happen or whatever. But you don't really sound like that, and that's amazing. That's amazing, that you don't sound like that at all. And I just kind of feel like I don't want to fuck no nigga that's talking to me like that. I don't want to talk to no nigga that's talking about women making sex all about themselves. That's a red flag, bitch. Do I have something for that? That's a red flag. That was what? What, nigga? I'm so very, very sorry, but to me, it sounds like that might mean that you need a lot. Yes, you need a lot of tugging and pulling. So you must need a lot of tugging and pulling and shit. How old is Mendices to be needing tugging and pulling? I don't want to hear that. You either gonna tear the pussy up or some more romantic language, which I would prefer. But you either gonna tear the pussy up or you not gonna do nothing with it. But this conversation about how, women make sex all about themselves. Since when? Since when? Women are still barely having orgasms in comparison to you niggas. So what are you talking about? I don't think there's a way for women to really make sex about themselves. That's how you know these niggas don't know what to do with their dicks. They not having sex to pleasure a woman. They not having sex to pleasure a woman. You having sex with a woman so you can masturbate with her body. But these are the audio messages that everybody is talking about this episode. Mendices got hoes out here, is what Zell says. And Bam says, that's so sad. And the way Bam is still having somewhat empathy for you raggedy bitches that I feel like never really showed her that same kindness when she was going through that shit with Scrappy and everybody wanted to stay out of it or be on Scrappy's side because y'all so scared that he gonna blow up and act a fool with y'all and y'all know she not. So it's better to basically fuck over the person that you're not gonna get the most wrath from. That's what y'all be doing. Okay, so Yandy goes to the lawyer's office with Carly. She can't go into detail, but she was charged for stealing. That's what it was. She don't have to go into detail. They say she stole something out the man's house. She can't go into detail. Probably because she just don't want to tell y'all the truth. Because, girl, we watched you go down to the courthouse and turn yourself in. Like, you went to the jailhouse and we saw you walk out. And y'all know she's so upset with her daughter, Jasmine, because her daughter, Jasmine, did not come to drop her off to the jail. And she's talking to Yandy, and Yandy defends Jasmine and says that it's very hard for you to watch your own mom have to turn herself in, especially if, we don't know if you're going to get out or not. What we did not know, what we later find out, is that Jasmine was sick and so was her baby. So she didn't want to leave the house because her and her baby were sick. I also feel like Jasmine has every right to choose herself, just like you chose yourself when you decided to go run behind fame and dick and leave your child to be raised by whoever you left her with. I think it's so weird when y'all like are absentee parents and then get mad when y'all kids don't always want to show up for y'all the way y'all really never showed up for them. And then because you do a few things in adulthood, you didn't really like negated most of their childhood shit, but show up for some shit as an adult. Always be able to throw some money on a problem and then get mad when somebody don't want to really like inconvenience themselves to come down to a jail for you after you done got into the umpteenth altercation with the umpteenth dumbass nigga that you keep running behind. Like, to me, it would probably be triggering if I was Jasmine. All my life, all you've been doing is running behind a man, desperately and pathetically so. Letting these niggas play you out, disrespect you, cheat on you, all so that you can cry and crash out. Man after man, season after season, year after year. Even before you got on the show, it was apparent that that's how you was living your life. You was a fucking video girl. I left my kid with my parents so I can go and pop pussy out in the street. And hey girl, I'm not mad at you. Sometimes y'all shouldn't have just y'all just shouldn't have had these kids. But I also feel like depending on where you live and what time frame, you may not have had access. And let's not even talk about the way they, spiritually and mentally bully people into keeping kids that they really shouldn't have kept. Because nobody would really be judging you, Carly Rae, if you didn't have kids, right? If you didn't have a daughter that you reflect this to, this type of pick-me-ism. You reflect this to a child that's gonna grow up and betray herself for a man. So I find this shit actually diabolical when you are this much of a thirsty bitch for a relationship, a thirsty bitch for the delusion of love. Like, yes, I do feel like there is some immaturity and some real sadness in that, and how that will reflect to your daughter, and how she will eventually betray herself for a man as well, and so on and so on and so forth and so forth. And we know y'all don't like breaking cycles. We know. But that's annoying to me that she's so mad at Jasmine for not showing up this one time, as if you didn't get yourself in this situation. Why the fuck was you in a relationship with that young ass nigga anyway? Because your priorities is fucked up. Because you still haven't matured as a woman, but you want somebody to always have to show up to clean up a fucking mess, or to comfort you and make you feel like it's not your fault that you've ended up in this situation over and over and over again. Like, I cannot. But I'm glad that Yandy gave a different perspective for Carly to think about. But all Carly wants to do is guilt trip Jasmine. That's all she wants to do. She wants the opportunity to guilt trip her. Yandy says, well, we need a retreat because these voice notes just came out. Yandy says that she knew about them in 2023, but it's nobody's business. They talked about it in private and they've healed from it in private. And Mendices is now refusing to respond to anything. Yandy says that she's not in the business of keeping a man that don't want to be kept. I said, you not? Y'all, my stomach growling. All I had was a green juice. I don't believe that, Yandy. I don't believe that. I do feel like you in the business of keeping a man that don't want to be kept. I do. I feel like y'all are probably not really legally married, but you changed your name. You put so much effort into having this certain image of of you and this man, and finally getting your fairy tale and getting that family that everybody wants, and depicting that dream that everybody wants to depict. I think a lot of y'all get caught up in the illusion and the fantasy of shit because Disney has really fucked everybody's minds up. The TV shows and movies that you've watched have fucked your minds up because most of y'all aren't reading this shit. It's in the books too, but we know y'all not really down there. Y'all not reading no more. So we not about to sit up here and act like that's where y'all got the shit from. Y'all get the ideas about relationships, not just from your parents and all of that shit around you. Because if you was really looking at that, then you wouldn't, romanticize none of this shit. If y'all was really looking at the relationships around y'all, at least in my purview, looking at marriages and relationships and families in real life all over the place, everybody has issues. There's always levels to the shit. And some people are better parents than others, and some of y'all shouldn't have had kids at all. Just saying. Some people shouldn't have had kids. Some people did not know how to have boundaries in a way that I feel like caused a lot of damage to their adult children. It's really heartbreaking when you think about it. But the way, people refuse to expand their thinking, the way they refuse to stop being so angry and volatile about everything when they're dealing with their kids, like, it has its effects. It has its effects. And nobody ever wants to deal with that. Y'all don't want to talk about it. But it's sad to me. It's sad to me because, like, everybody's acting a certain way because of something that was impressed upon them. And Yandy is one of those women that I feel like, just like me, grew up around the same time as me. You grew up in hip hop. It's a very misogynistic space. It's a space that tells women to put themselves last. It's a space that tells women to act above board. You can't sleep around. You have to act as if you're motherfucking Teresa while also balancing not pissing men off for turning them down, even though they won't respect you if you fuck them. So you're in a business where you're always dealing with contradicting images. Contradicting delusional fucking images about how you should be as a person and how you should be relating to the people around you. And I feel like Yandy really learned how to betray herself for the image of a man, for the image of a certain type of look. Y'all, They want to be the drug dealer girlfriend. The drug dealer girlfriend is an archetype that a lot of Black girls that grow up in cities don't really know how to escape from. Being a drug dealer girlfriend then turns into being the rapper's girlfriend, or the content creator's girlfriend, or the sports, the athlete person's girlfriend. Like, every time we see these dynamics in relationships, it's because people are just reapplying the same delusional fairy tale story onto whatever their version of that is. In the hood story, it's just like Yandee's, y'all. Yandy's smart, book smart, came from a 2-parent household, but still wants a bad boy. Still wants somebody that's somewhat in the streets, but can pretend like he cleans up. Power, anybody? Like, girl, why y'all think Gina wanted Martin? Martin excited her, and Martin was banging her head in between the headboard. Martin was always banging her head in between the headboard. One of my favorite episodes was the blue dress episode where they had to try to stop having sex for 3 days and everybody almost lost their motherfucking mind. Who doesn't want that? Okay? Who don't want that? Who don't want to be fighting and fucking? And didn't we all have our phases of fighting and fucking as young women? Raise your hand. If you was in some toxic relationship with some nigga, but y'all was having amazing, outlandish fucking sex, but y'all was fighting and fucking. That's all Martin and Gina was, fighting and fucking. And then we can see it all over the place. Scrappy and Bam is giving fighting and fucking. Rashida and Kirk, y'all the only ones that don't give fighting and fucking. Y'all just be fighting. It don't never give fucking. Okay? Yandy and Mendices, I hope that y'all are fighting and fucking at some point. My God. I hope you're not going through all of this without good dick. But the way Mendices is talking, okay, thank y'all for raising y'all hands. We've all been there. Like, y'all, we've all been there, girl. But when you get older, you get tired of that shit. I don't want to keep arguing with no motherfucking body over any old thing just so you can get turned on. Fuck. Not it. Was too young to know what good sex was, so I lost twice. See, and that's sad. And that's why we be telling y'all, don't be out here letting them niggas bang y'all out like that's all there is to it. Because at some point, I thought that too. And you get one of them niggas, okay, that know exactly what the fuck they doing, and listen, will ruin your life, man. Y'all don't know that's a Martin. That's a Martin reference. Stan used to always be like, change my life, man. Y'all don't know how much shit I say. Be motherfucking Martin references, y'all. I'm sorry. But it flows, y'all. I'm just trying to show y'all how all of these things are reflecting all over the place. It's the same shit. Pattern. Okay? Listen. Girl. Short niggas, like, or skinny niggas with big old dicks. Girl, what? Stop playing with me. Have you all depressed, crashing out on top of a nigga car? Why you doing this to me? Yeah, girl. We've all been there, girl. Okay? Listen, some of the girls know what I'm talking about. Looking in your eyes and slow fucking you and all of that. What is this? Stop this. Y'all want to talk about niggas doing hoodoo on you with some dick. What? You gonna only fight and fuck for so long until you look in the mirror and be drained of your youth. Exactly. And at some point, the way that shit gotta feel good to you, like mentally, they gotta hit you in here some type of way in order for that type of banging and shit to be feeling good. And at some point, that shit don't be feeling good no more. You just be like, all right, this shit has run its course. Okay, listen. Screaming had to let that. This is a safe space for people that have had similar situations. Okay. All right. So Yandy, bitch, we see you. But once we get into our 40s, we can't keep taking all of this disrespect, girl. And Mendices is disrespectful. Even him not wanting to say nothing is the passion, though. What a time. No, for real. We've all had our moments. What? Caught up in a rapture, baby. And I say it now. Listen. You be caught up in the rapture. Do you hear me? Anita Baker, bitch. So y'all, Sierra. Oh, talk about somebody that's caught up in a rapture. I feel like Zay must be dicking Sierra the fuck down because Sierra. Oh my god, girl. But the way Sierra act like every nigga she would be dicking her down. Sometimes I feel like it's not even about the dick, girl. You just want to be you. You just want somebody to smack you upside the head with the dick. So you could be delusional for a little while. Girl, we all understand the psychosis and drug addiction of falling in love and being all swept up. But what we recognize about real life is that that's also not realistic. And in real relationships, there are going to be down times to all of that. And if y'all still respecting each other and treating each other well during those times, that's when we know like if your relationship is really on the up and up or not. It's not when y'all all still in this, love a girl, early stage shit. Nah, bitch. I feel like you hoes need to have some discernment and some pause and some just some gumption to protect yourself a little bit more. Like, stop doing all that. Sierra seems drunk or high this season. It's very much given. I might be on a little bit of something. I might have a prescription, but I might be on a little bit of something. That's what she be giving. Like a pain, not a pain med, like an antidepressant or something. Like, okay, like it do be giving that sometimes, Sierra. And also the lips. The lips. Okay. Yeah, she's pregnant now. She's pregnant now. Okay, but listen, we're not saying that's what it is. We just saying that's what it gives. Like she might have been on some type of antidepressant medication that was kind of making her seem like a little bit more slower than usual. But also it could be because her face not making no facial expressions, y'all. That could be another thing. That could be another thing. She always be fresh off getting something done to her face. But yeah, no, this episode, thank y'all for blowing it for everybody. She announces that she is pregnant. Sierra tells Zay that she wants to invite her mom to their party. So she's invited their mom to the sit down because they're eating somewhere. And the mom gets there and apparently Zay is upset with the mama for how the mama treated Sierra. That's what Sierra said. But what it really is that some women went to the mama and told her that, he was cheating. He they baby, that girl, the girl's gonna come with something about this nigga. And it's probably true, but we gonna act like because, the women are delusional and we want to believe that Zay is a great guy coming out of prison and shit. We gonna act like, whatever them girls said was a lie. And her mom just perpetuated it. Her mom brought it on the show. You could tell that they wanted to keep it to the mom and Sierra. But the mom was like, well, I'm so sorry. But, when them women brought that shit to my shop about this man, about him cheating and all of that, I had to say something. No, that mama toxic as fuck. That mama is very much giving, I want to rain on your parade. And I'm looking to find the holes in your situation. But the mama also wasn't wrong when she said that she feel like Sierra just always want be in love, getting love bomb, and then blow her damn life away. She does. She's consistently got into relationships with people. They had their love bomb stage and it's all about them. And I'm a wife and that's my husband and I love him. And then he dogging your ass out, cheating on you, talking to you bad and trying to jip you out of some fucking money. Like it's a repeated pattern. So even though her mama is trying to rain on her parade, even though her mama does seem like I just want to ruin it because I'm low-key jealous of my daughter, it does kind of give that. But it also gives, your mama is also not wrong about the way you always falling, rolling, skipping, hopping and shit, trying to fall in love with somebody. Like those two things are the same. And the way he walked out. As soon as the mama brought it up, he got up and walked out. And I was just like, well, nigga, where you going? Well, where are you going? And it felt like he wanted to remove himself before he cursed her out and disrespected her. So he just removed himself. And I'm not upset, but I also feel like, girl, what the fuck is we talking about? Like, why is he this upset about this? Like, this is why you sit and say, but it wasn't true. It also makes me feel like he don't have the temperament meaning that he probably blows up in private, but knows better than to do it on camera because him and Sierra still need to play this game like their relationship is perfect right now. That's why they're on the show. That's why he's on the magazine cover. Like, girl. So Yandy says that she understood Mendici's cheating because she wasn't doing what she needed to do as a wife. So if I can say that the reason why we react a certain way is because of our parents or how we was raised and all of that, how come when I say that, y'all get mad at me, but y'all let niggas say shit like, I cheated on you because you wasn't doing what you was supposed to do. And y'all actually be like believing it and then saying it back to other women. Girl, I guess you wasn't sucking enough dick. I guess you wasn't doing enough, because the reason why he cheated on you, the reason why he dogged you out and lied on you and embarrassed you in public and shit is because you wasn't thinking about him as a wife and a husband, girl. You wasn't putting his feelings first. You were supposed to put his thoughts and his feelings first. You were supposed to be a maid, a mattress, a mule. You were supposed to let him fuck you whenever he wanted to. You were supposed to cook and clean for him. You were supposed to go out and work and make money. And then you were supposed to dim your light, dumb yourself down, and don't argue with him. You can't just do all of that. What's wrong with you? Girl, Mendici cheated on you because he wanted to. Mendici cheated on you because he wants to be with other people, because he enjoys having sex and relationships with other people. And guess what? A lot of people do. A lot of people do. And it would be so cool if y'all would just be straight up about it. But what's starting to get annoying is people hiding cheatations on reality shows. I'm tired of y'all. So they have not talked for a while. It shows me that these people are not always living together. They have not talked. So she calls him down to the restaurant. He says that he's embarrassed. I'm really embarrassed about it all. And he opened the DM and that created a story. And Yandy was like, don't say that shit again. Don't say nobody created a story, because it's your voice. And that's what I'm saying. Like, the way you will try to escape accountability while simultaneously saying you embarrassed and you sorry, you can't be that accountable in private and then come to us in public and say shit like that. Like we made something up. To me, the way he responds in public shows that there's not a lot of growth in private. That's what it feels like to me. She says it feels crazy acting like nothing happened and something needs to be said to quiet the noise. He says, even telling is doing too much. Like, no, I said, I'm sorry, I'm looking at it again. Like, wait, what was my note said? Even telling him is doing too much. Meaning that I do believe that when women have spent a lot of time trying with a man, like, I mean, emotionally, like doing a lot of labor, trying to get them to wear rings, trying to get them to stop cheating on you, trying to get them to communicate what practically they want you to do, because not putting your man first and you're not considering my feelings. What does that mean action wise? What did I fucking do that made you feel that way? Which is so hard for these niggas to explain, because when they actually explain it, it sounds stupid. Like, you deciding to do certain work without asking me first, because when you gone too much, you giving too much energy in other places. Y'all, I think it's like an overall thing for men to try to hoard their women from family members, friends, the women's jobs, like whatever the women have passion in, whatever they like to do. If they like to have extracurricular activities, a man will complain and nag and act funny and give you the silent treatment and do all kind of weird ass shit to make you feel uncomfortable whenever you're doing something that takes your energy away from him. So when Mendici's complains about Yandy not being a good wife, what that really is that she got used to making decisions on her own because you've been in jail this whole time. And then why should I have to talk to you about wanting to do politics? I was already doing politics. The reason why I started doing politics is because your ass was in jail. That's the reason why I started doing it in the first place. Now you have a problem with it because you out of jail, but you didn't have a problem when I was getting maced out in New York streets in a fucking in a winter trying to get y'all heaters in the jail. Like that's what Yandy's politicking did. Got heat put on in the prison that this nigga was in. And now you want to complain about it? That's because that doesn't sound good for him to actively complain about something that he used in order to better his experience while in jail. He know that don't sound good. So we have to keep speaking in practicality, like keep just talking and saying like, oh, you just not putting your husband first. You're not putting your family first. You're not considering your family. That's all like trigger sayings in order to invoke a certain emotion so that you can force a woman to not put whatever she wants to do first in the dynamic. That's all that is. So yeah, I really don't give a fuck about whatever Yandy was allegedly doing that was her not being a good wife to him. Because I feel like you wasn't being a good husband when you kept going to jail. You wasn't being a good husband when you was cheating. You wasn't being a good husband when you wasn't wearing your ring. You wasn't being a good husband when you couldn't even lie. Because you could lie to me about cheating. You could lie to everybody about cheating. But you couldn't lie and say that if Yandy went to jail, I would be down there for her just like she was down there for me. You couldn't even lie and say that. You know why? Because y'all always worrying about looking like y'all simping for a woman that will go to jail and die behind you. It's wild. It's wild to me. Mendici is actively, after we've watched Yandy make all of these like self-sacrifices that she didn't have to make in order to be with this man and hold him up and support him. And he always has some other niggas or some other women in his mind for why he's going to downplay what he would do for her. Downplay his affection for her. Downplay his love for her. That's why she said to him in the scene, I need you to stand up for your family at some point. Say you want your family. Because she feels like you don't. And he keeps saying, well, I said it to you. I ain't gotta say it to other people. Sir, the whole reason why you go through being in a marriage is so not just the two of y'all are aware of the relationship, but marriage is a performance of your relationship for other people. That's why you have a wedding and invite everybody to see you get married. It is a performance for everybody else's benefit. You wear rings so other people will know that you're taken. Like all of these things have practical meanings behind them. But y'all just like the verbiage. Y'all like all of the good parts of marriage without the parts that actually, require you to be in a loving, committed relationship that shows that you actually care about the person. Like I showed y'all in my live yesterday, men are always fighting for some jury and judge that's not in the room, negating the fact that all that is really happening here is you're making a person that cares the most about you feel like shit because you feel like you need to prove something to somebody that's not even in the room or not even really important in the situation. Because you ain't got to explain nothing to us. But what you could say is, I love my wife. We went through a lot of fucked up shit, but I love Yandy. I'm working on everything and I'm going to be there for her. I'm not cheating on her. Y'all could never come to us humbly and just say what it is. It would be so simple. It could all be so simple. But you'd rather make it hard. Loving you is like a battle. And we both end up with scars. Tell me, I'm not warmed up, so I'm not going to do it. Who I have to be, bitch? Who do I have to be to gain reciprocity? See, no one loves you more than me. And no one ever will. No matter how I think we grow, you always seem to let me know it ain't working. It ain't working. And when I try to walk away, you encourage yourself to make me stay. Y'all, this is a song from 1998. This is a song from 1998. And if it don't sound exactly like what these people going through in 2025, I know something. Thank you, Let's Tread Lightly, for the super chat. Always love how outspoken you are and willing to go against groupthink, and you're so pro woman. Even when I don't agree with your takes, I still appreciate your perspective. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you, love. I appreciate that very much. Thank you for the super chat. But you know, the songs are saying it. Like, what you think that mean that we keep arguing? What do you think that means? Argumentative, mean ass niggas that's always got to find a reason to be dominating in the conversation and not caring about how the person they're talking to is actually feeling in the moment. Oh, girl. Carly and Jasmine talk, and Carly says that her feelings are still hurt because Jasmine wasn't there for her to go to jail. Jasmine says she and her baby were sick and that her mom is very codependent on her, which we all know. She keeps guilt tripping her daughter, which moms are really good at. And then she tells her that, you know, T-Lo got arrested for DV. And now Jasmine is extremely upset and feeling even more guilty about holding a boundary with her mom because now her mom is telling her that the dude put his hands on her. And it's like, girl, what nigga is she with that doesn't put his hands on her? Sometimes you don't even have to put your hands on a woman, and you could be so violent with your words or how you treat her or how you neg her or how you enjoy her torment. For instance, it's a lot of single moms in the crowd. I got like 600 people in the room. If there are some single moms in the crowd, please tell me, because I saw a clip the other day on TikTok, a woman playing an audio message from her baby daddy. Apparently, they just switched the kids. He had the kid for the summer, and now she has the kid. And in the voice note, he's sitting up there saying to her, well, I just wanted to call you and gloat a little bit, you know, be petty a little bit because school is back. Your vacation is over. Now you got to have the kids or some shit like that. And then he says, and it's going to be a long school year. So, you know, I hope you know, I hope you know your fun time is over. Like, first of all, why you think a bitch upset to get that kid back? Maybe she missed her kid. Like, the fuck? But I'm just saying, like, the way motherfuckers act towards women sometimes, like, what is wrong with you? Like, why are you this petty that you think me getting my kid back is punishment? Like, yo. And then not only do I know of people that do that shit to their baby mamas in real life, still big mad because the lady didn't stick around for your mistreatment. Hello, Scrappy. But the way niggas like will use the kids, like, bro, that's wild to me. So you feel like having a kid is punishment. That's telling about how you feel about that summer. You glad to get rid of your kid. That don't mean that lady don't miss her kid and not happy that her kid finally get to come back home. And that is why they baby trap you, so that they can always have access to feed off your energy. The way niggas like the nag is it needs to be studied. Cause y'all love saying that women just like the bitch, 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 bitch. Like they're not men who love the nag and just say little crazy shit and trying to get a real like guttural reaction out of a bitch so you can make her the bad guy. Niggas love doing that. Scrappy Mendices and Jock meet up. And Mendici says that he likes seeing Scrappy in a relationship. That's the Scrappy that I like to see. When you're in a relationship, and your spirits is up. And I'm like, yeah, because he got a new supply. He has a new supply to treat like, everything is great until things get hard. And then he'll start treating her like shit. And the relationship will be over. Hopefully there won't be a baby in there before we get to that point. Not Martin, Tommy, and Cole. Yeah. No, because at the end of the day, Scrappy's Cole, Jock is Tommy, and Mendices was absolutely Martin in this scene. He keeps talking about my penis. Never in my life before have I dealt with a man that keeps talking about my penis. Like, I don't know what that's about, but he just keeps talking about my penis. Is this a passive aggressive way to try to get Kirk to back up off telling the truth about you. So if he says anything else about you being a current cheater, then he's on your dick and he's gay. Is that what I'm to believe is true? Is that what you're trying to insinuate there? So if we're really scared about being labeled gay, as the Black community loves to be, then this should work, right? Because, oh, I'm so scared that you're going to call me gay and say that I'm worrying about your penis. Like, wow, my nigga. Wow. He kept talking about his penis. And Scrappy was like, I don't know why he keep talking about his piss naive. Like, I don't even want to hear about your piss naive when it comes to my shit naive. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like we just need to, like, calm down. Okay, take it all the way down. Like, bruh, he was really going in about Kirk being all over his dick. And Scrappy asked if Yandy and Mendices are really married, and Jock thought he was gonna ask something else. And Mendices says that he thought you was gonna ask about the voice notes and stuff. And Scrappy says, I saw that. Scrappy pretending to be oblivious is hilarious. Scrappy says, I just saw that. He not gonna say, it's like I wasn't gonna say nothing. And Yandy, Mendices is saying he's not gonna say anything, and Yandy needs to get over it. I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm not gonna get out a reply, and Yandy needs to get over it. But you did do it, nigga. It's not a lie. You were cheating. It's something y'all had to get over. It was your voice. You did send it to a bitch in the DMs. What are you talking about? But you did it. So there's some healing that needs to happen. And a part of the healing is you humbling yourself and saying, I fucked up and I was doing the wrong thing on my wife. But I love her and we fixing it. Like, no, for real. Jock was like, this is not what we discussed. Like, this is not what we said we was going to talk about when we got to this scene. Okay? You could tell Mendices pulled that shit out of his pocket to prove a point. People was in the comments on the reality entertainment TV post talking about, oh, that's the New York coming out of him. And I'm like, not to defend Kirk or anything, but Kirk is also from New York. What the fuck y'all talking about? They both from Harlem. They both come from a life of crime and found them a woman to turn some dirty money clean, so to speak. They both got that in common, and they both seem to keep cheating. And then Mendices went even further. Okay, he said he playing with my marriage, then he letting his wife play with my marriage. They ain't letting nobody do nothing. I don't know why y'all always saying that. Like one adult is supposed to be responsible for another adult and what they say. Just like you can't control what I think he must feel like he can control what Yandy say. So bitch, you need to control your bitch. That's what that's giving. I don't like that language. Okay. I've never seen a man speak on my penis more in my life. It's getting scary. Like I'm worried. Like, does he want to see my penis? And then we talk about that there's a rumor that Mendices had a threesome with Jasmine. And Mendices says that, so what do you think, I can't get the main course? I don't want your side chick. You can have your side chick. I would never put my penis in your side chick, nigga. I would never do that. Like, I could get the main course. Girls that's better than what you got. And I'm like, what girls? What girls you getting, Mendices? What girls what girls out here that you get, nigga? Let me know. Let me know. Ciao. These niggas is a mess. They will what? Ducking and dodging accountability. What? Bitch, you ain't gonna never hold me accountable for nothing I did. Especially against no bitch. Y'all could barely hold me accountable for all that drug selling I was doing. Sierra and Zay have their magazine party, and the Frosts meet with Ashley and Zane. And Ashley is feeling a way about Rashida talking about her wig in a confessional. Rashida do a lot of big chest talking in her confessionals. Y'all ever notice that? Rashida won't say nothing to nobody in person for the most part unless they actively say something to her. But when she get in a confessional, she be having so much shit to say. I'm like, girl, you just like Kirk. You just like Kirk. But y'all know The victims always turn into their abusers at one point or another. Women always adopt the controlling, weird ass gaslighting mentalities of the weird niggas that they've allowed to groom them all these years. But that's a conversation for another time. So Ashley is feeling away. And Rashida is mad because Ashley doesn't want to be considered a forgiving wife like Rashida. Because men use you as something to throw in their women's faces. And I don't know why you feel slighted when somebody say they don't want to be that, because it's being used as a way to tell a woman to just be okay with being cheated on and to hurry up and get over her pain from it because Rashida gets over it. Rashida, like people, Scrappy has also used your name and said and told Bambi that, everybody needs to be like Rashida when it comes to niggas cheating. Y'all need to just keep forgiving us and getting over it, but y'all can't be leaving us. That's what everybody tells their women in proximity to you, Rashida. This is how you betraying yourself and being a pick-me affects the community, because now the community around you, the women are being bullied into responding to mistreatment in the same manner that you did because you basically didn't respond. Yo, that shit is infuriating. If I was one of them women and a nigga said some shit like that to me, be more like Rashida, I would divorce them expeditiously. I swear to God, the way I would remove myself from around you, and you better not say, I don't want to talk. We don't go together no more, nigga. Get over it. You just said something crazy to me. You want me to be a Rashida. Time to go. Wrap this shit up. Close the piano keys, bitch. Close the door and turn off the lights. It is over. The night is done. Close the book, bitch. The story has ended on this chapter in my life. All right. Okay, so Ashley says all of our husbands are cheating pieces of shit. So I wouldn't shade you on something I have also went through. This is how you know that Kirk is still a piece of shit. A lot of y'all think that Kirk has changed or learned something from what he went. No, he hasn't. He hasn't learned anything from the Jasmine situation. I told y'all he still wanted to fuck Jasmine. I told y'all he was probably still out there cheating. Just now, if you don't get caught, you make sure it's somebody that signs an NDA so that it doesn't come to the show. That type of shit. Okay. Kirk says, this is why they say nice guys finish last. Maybe they need to be, talking about him and Zane, need to be shady like these other men. Kirk. You and Zane are habitual cheaters that play in your wives' faces. You like to act like Jasmine is the only time you cheated. We all know that that's not true. It doesn't matter that I'm not a court of law. I'm not a judge. I don't give a fuck. We all can surmise from the way that y'all move that it's been more than once. Y'all keep trying to act like that hot tub situation wasn't what it was, which annoys me because y'all use it against Bambi. And Bambi was a single woman that was not sitting on the lap of a married man. Okay? But either way, girl, Kirk, you and Zane have habitually cheated on your wives. You're not the nice guys. Y'all are always comparing yourself to some piss poor example of a nigga that might be in the vicinity. So you think that you're a good guy. You think you're a nice guy because you're not doing it to the highest level of disrespect it can be done at. As if that's not in your own best interest to continue to get what you need to get from the woman you're trying to get it from, and to also get us, the public, off of your ass. Because no matter how y'all try to act unbothered, it's given that sometimes these comments and how people react to y'all in public when they see y'all, it hurts y'all. It hurts you. You've told us, Kirk, about how it was very hard for you to deal with the fact that people were criticizing you and seeing you as a piece of shit instead of seeing you for the good guy that everybody around you seems to think that you are. Reality TV has a very funny way of revealing things that people like to hide in real life. It's almost as if there are cameras following you everywhere. My God. But Kirk, just that statement alone makes me feel like you still don't think you've done anything wrong. The fact that he thinks he's the nice guy tells me that you don't think any of the things you've done to Rashida are actually as fucked up as they are. And when you downplay the harm you've caused in order to pedestalize yourself because you didn't like that that woman was real enough to say these niggas are pieces of shit, y'all are. Y'all are always playing in these women's faces and lying to them and disrespecting them and humiliating them. And the only test is how the women respond to it. And it seems like on some level, Rashida is resigned but won't say it. Rashida is gone. Like she's gonna argue for you like you haven't done this shit to her. Ashley is still in a space of, no, I know who this nigga is. I'm still here, unfortunately. Okay. Because there is somewhat of an addiction when you're in a relationship like that. And let's not even think about if Lil Zane is, you know, out here beast fucking people with his little self. It's very much a possibility. Okay. But once again, if the nigga is famous, halfway decent dick, and you know he's a liar and a cheater because you've had several instances of him lying and cheating on you throughout the years, and you stay, at least you saying, I know I'm with a piece of shit is better than you acting like we're all lying about how we're seeing him. So in this scene, even though I feel like, Ashley, I wish you didn't have so much respect for Rashida because it seems like you were so happy to put that to bed because you don't want to be on Rashida's bad side. And you said that. But essentially, I feel like you were being a little bit passive aggressive. Stand on it. Stand on it, Ashley. It's okay that you don't want to be the same type of wife that Rashida is. It is perfectly okay because some of us don't want to sit and deal with that type of shit, and that should be okay. That should go to show how y'all are bullying us to just lay down and take mistreatment in these relationships. Because whenever somebody actively says, yeah, I'm still in a relationship, but the nigga ain't shit, everybody gets upset like you supposed to keep lying about the fact that the nigga ain't shit. Didn't Zane have a baby on her while in a marriage? It's so confusing. It seems as if he had a baby with a woman that he was with before her, but the other child that's not for him, he also raised as his own and has his last name. Zane is the type of guy that does shit like that. They know they don't have to really do a lot when they no longer in a household. Drop by ever so often, talk to the boy, take him some places every now and again. The little boy like hanging with him anyway, get a little validation, get to play some video games. He a big ass kid himself. He don't mind hanging out with your kids so he could keep the image of being this really good guy. And the reason why he wants the image of the really good guy that's going to raise a kid that's not even his is because Zane wants to still be able to cheat and be a dog and then still be loved and admired anyway. It's very simple, but okay. Argue with me if you will. So they had that moment, and it's, you know, being brought to the front how when Kirk and Rashida got on Carlos King's show, they went in on Yandy and Mendices and talked about how, you know, you can't be blaming me because your man out here cheating on you, and we've all seen evidence of it. Okay. Ashley asked Rashida if she saw Mendici side chicks, and Ashley says that she doesn't want to be on their bad side because of the way they talked about Yandy. I don't even think we got an answer. But it was kind of obvious that they saw something. Sierra is tired of Spice and she's pregnant. Because y'all know everybody always trying to make somebody make up with Spice. Y'all know I'm tired of Spice. I like the episodes when Spice is not there because Spice likes to play victim a lot and she likes to throw rocks and even, you know, sometimes not always hiding your hand. But bitch, you are really combative. You are exhausting. And before everybody started calling you out, you was really doing grimy snake shit. Especially when it came to the women. You were taking time out of your busy schedule to go and talk to the niggas so that you could have evidence on the women to use in arguments against them. Like, you did a lot of flaw ass shit, Spice. Regardless, to me, nobody wants to deal with the fact that as much as Erica Mena is, you know, deep down a Puerto Rican racist, like a lot of Puerto Ricans tend to be, they've been raised to think they're better than the darker complected people in their families and everybody else that's black. A lot of the Latin people. That's why they vote for Trump and all of that. Vote for Donald Trump. That's why they be like that. Because a lot of what is left from the remnants of colonialization in the islands that they come from is colorism. Hold up. Let me see. If anything is still working. Colorism. In case you didn't know. Colorism. It's why Spice was doing her little thing about, remember when she bleached her skin and it was all like a ploy? But that's because that's prevalent in Jamaica. Bleaching your skin is prevalent in Africa. Bleaching your skin is prevalent anywhere where there's a lot of sun, and there's a caste system that tells people the darker you are, the more you're a worker. The lighter you are, the more you're inside. There is some truth to that. I am lighter because I spend more time inside than outside, but it's too fucking hot and I'm almost 40. Why should I be outside sweating like I'm 17? I did that. I was outside back then. Y'all saw. But the reason why Erica Mena feels the way she does about Spice and about any other black woman she's friends with is because of colorism. Even though y'all think it's in the past and none of these things matter and all of that. And I say all that to say, even with recognizing how Erica Mena ain't shit, Spice still went out of her way to get information on Erica Mena to use against her because Safari was saying that Erica Mena had a problem with Spice. Not because Erica actually said anything to Spice, but because she was saying shit to her husband behind the scenes. Y'all, I hate to tell y'all this, but I say all my worst shit to my husband. Anything that I feel like is fucked up, if somebody heard it, I'm going to say it to that nigga. That's my best friend. That's my people. Like, and then he'll be like, damn, babe. And I'm like, damn, babe, I ain't saying it to nobody else. I'm telling you. People do that. And you know what you're not supposed to do as a husband? You're not supposed to ever say nothing I done fucking told you. You're not ever supposed to say nothing that I done told you, bruh. I can say whatever I want to say. I can speak for myself. You don't ever need to out nothing that you and I talked about when it's me and you. That's some weird ass shit. So the fact that Safari even did that shit was whack as fuck. There's literally a scene where Spice goes to sit down with him to get tea on Erica to use in that very fight where she got called a blue monkey. Spice continued to do things along those lines. Always being on the side of the man. And to be very honest with y'all, the way Kendra has befriended Spice, I'm like, Kendra, be careful, because Spice is the type of woman to fuck Jock behind your back and pretend to be your friend at the same time. Yes, Erica has mixed kids, but guess what? They're not dark skin. They're not dark skin. That's where the colorism comes into play. You can be black, can't be that dark. Okay. So yeah, y'all, like I be me myself personally, I get tired of the way Spice is on this show. She's immature, she's a pick me. She gives very snaky vibes, and she picks fights with the women sometimes so that she could turn around and play victim. I feel like I see it all the time. Like, she just be going ham. And I just don't, in general, even as a woman that often enjoys my friendships and my camaraderie with men and boys, because my best friends were always dudes growing up. For the most part, I had a few, couple of girl best friends in there, but for the most part, my best friend from 12 to 20 was a man. And beyond that, like what I said, Lyric is my best friend. Literally was my friend before he and I started to date. Like, was really my friend. Would come down to New Orleans to see me when he was in town with his girlfriend. We would kick it. We were actually friends. So when I say, like, I get it, but at some point, y'all have got to age out of this shit. Because to me, the closer you are to men, the closer you are to seeing how they play games. And when you see how they play games and how they lie and all of that, why do you always have to be the woman to take they back when you know how they really be? It's weird, y'all. I don't like it. I don't like it. And I won't act like I do. And you don't have to bully me, because I'm going home. Okay, you ain't gotta bully me, bitch. I'm about to get off here. Okay. I think I got okay. I love y'all for real. I think I might come back for a BondyBlue show after I do this workout. If y'all want me to, I'll come back this evening because now I'm thinking about it. If I can't drink, I don't want to go. If I can't drink, I don't want to go. But I stay trying to go out somewhere on a Thursday when we not doing the Ooh Ladies First panel. Being from New Orleans, the colorism really used to make me question myself in my 20s. No, dead ass. That's the reason why I feel like I argue with y'all so heavily because I had a best friend that was much lighter than me. I had a best friend that had, like the hair that all you had to do was put in Pantene Pro V conditioner and it would curl and we would go. Like, I had a best friend that was actually really light skinned, like actually very fair. And when we were younger, I was browner. So I was actually standing next to somebody that I was always getting compared to because that was my best friend. We were always together. We went to school together, and boys would always like her first and then like me second. Like they would be her little boyfriend or crush on her, and then they would crush on me after that was over. Like that is literally how it always happens. So once you have the viewpoint that you're not light skinned because somebody else standing next to you is lighter and they're being treated just slightly better than you, it don't always have to be a rib against my skin tone for me to recognize how somebody lighter than me got treated better than me. So I was just making sure wasn't nobody about to come knock on my door. But anyway, y'all, I gotta go. I gotta go. But I'll be back. I need to go eat something so my stomach won't be growling in the next live. But anyway, hopefully I'll come back and talk to y'all about some other stuff because they got stuff going on, and I'm gonna listen to some more of that Chantel interview with Carlos, and we'll talk. All right, y'all. Peace out. Bye.